Hello, podcast listeners. We know podcasts are a great way to catch up on a program that you may have missed on KSJE, and it's provided as a free service of this radio station. But you know, KSJE is now listener-supported, and so while you enjoy this podcast, we hope that you'll also take some time to join KSJE. Become a member today. It's quite easy to do. Just go to our website at ksje.com/support and pick the level of support that best matches your budget. Thanks again for listening. Here's your podcast. KSJE is supported by San Juan Regional Medical Center, which is officially baby-friendly. This evidence-based initiative is designed to support mother-baby bonding and optimal infant feeding practices by upholding the 10 steps to successful breastfeeding. San Juan Regional Medical Center, officially baby-friendly, and serving the Four Corners since 1910. Find out more online at sanjuanregional.com. Well, let me turn to my guest who is here with me this morning, as I mentioned, part of our monthly commitment to talking about members of CHIC, Community Health Improvement Council. Diana Kinney is back here to talk with me about the Firstborn program here in Northwest New Mexico. She is the program director. Good morning. Welcome back to KSJE.
Thank you, Scott.
Always great to have you here to talk about some things you love, little babies.
Oh, yes.
And helping them get started and doing what you do. And so for folks who aren't familiar with the Firstborn program, give us a quick overview of what it's all about.
We are a free home visiting program in San Juan County, and we have a free service for families who are pregnant through 3 years old. And so we can go into the home or we can visit at our office. We have an awesome family room. We can meet anywhere. I have a joke with people that we can meet at Taco Bell if they want.
Why not?
That's how much I love Taco Bell.
Right, okay.
But we've met in the back of a car before at a chapter house once. That will be forever etched in my memory. So that was a good one. But anyway, we provide education and support. We help with resources. We track a child's development. And so we look at where they should be for their age, and if they're not doing quite what they should be, then we can help to refer them to where they can get help.
And this program, as you mentioned, is free.
It is.
For families, and it's called Firstborn, and so it's primarily aimed at families who have their first child?
It is. We have had some changes in that, which is so exciting.
Okay.
And so it had always been for families who are having their first child, if it's mom's first or dad's first, an adoptive family, possibly a grandparent raising a child, which is happening a lot in this area. But now if a family has a child who is older than 10 years old and they have another child, then they would qualify.
Okay.
So they look at this as being a new generation. So
sure,
that's exciting. That opens a lot of doors and allows us to help so many more people.
Right. And as we were talking before we came on the air this morning, it was the state legislature that was also talking about home visiting and how important these services are in a state like ours.
They did. It was Senate Bill 22 was passed, and it will be, it's going to encompass home visiting and early intervention, which is a program for families who have a child children who have developmental delays, or might be at risk for having a delay. It's for early childhood special education, so it's going to change things at the preschool level. So,
and there's some money to back that up too, I think, with this legislation. So you're excited about that. I'm excited about that, to see what that means for children in New Mexico. And looking at our Facebook page, we already have a comment. Thank you for commenting, everyone. You have a fan. Our Facebook viewer loves the Firstborn program, and so gives you a shout out. So thank you for watching. And so with this, tell me kind of what's going on. Folks can sign up anytime.
Yes, they can. People can call, and the number is here, and also I can send. I'm
going to put it on the screen the screen, but there it is for folks on the radio. Give it to us.
Yes, it's 505-325-9187. So people can refer themselves. We like to sign people up during pregnancy and through the first 3 months of life. Then we do have a short enrollment period, but once enrolled, then a family can stay in the program until they're 3 years old.
Okay.
Doctors refer, hospitals refer. We go to health fairs and talk to people, but anybody can do a referral.
You can self-refer is what you were saying, right?
Yes.
You could walk in. If you're having a baby, you could walk
Yes.
in, and it's your first child, you could walk in. Or your other
Yes.
children are 10 years old or older,
That's
you could
right.
walk in.
Yes.
So you qualify.
Sign up.
And so, as I mentioned too in an earlier video this morning, the importance of home visiting programs. We're learning more and more about what these programs mean for families and for children's success and things like that, are we not? Give more data
Definitely.
that's coming in?
We do, and so what we're looking at a lot in this area is the issues with substance abuse, domestic violence, homelessness, which is a lot of the things that Chick is addressing.
Sure.
And so we are able to put together different coalitions and committees. We have a early childhood commission that we work with, that the early childhood directors and programs in the area, we come together, and we're right now looking at what projects we might want to do and just how to best serve our area. It's just really, really sad, some of the stuff that's going on, and it's almost hard to listen to the news lately.
Right.
For some, there's some really
Sure.
horrific things happening to families.
But what we find, isn't it true, according to the research, is that when there is a home visiting program, those families are not apt to be affected by some of these things that we're talking about, right?
Correct.
These negative things, like
Correct.
the domestic violence, like the
Right.
problems that we're mentioning, right?
Right, and with our reports that we get from firstborn, is that, for example, 97% of the homes that we're in are domestic violence free. And then there's things too, like there's higher immunization rates and more frequent doctor visits, and then of course too with homelessness and helping people to get back in school. And now with just the different trainings that we're getting as home visitors and as a program, then we're more able to help people to get those services. We're not counselors, we're not therapists, but we are able to help people in a more informed manner.
Right.
We just did some training called Safe Care, and it's an actual and international program. And so, it's just how to interact with your child. From that, how to interact, how to talk, how to play. And then we do like a home survey to where we might talk about you need outlet covers, or, how long should you have food? And some people just aren't knowledgeable in that area.
Right. And I imagine some folks are maybe embarrassed to ask
Yes.
the question in those areas too, if they never learned, or maybe just don't know, or what have you. And so it kind of helps by having someone in the home, visiting the home, seeing the dynamics in the home, to maybe come up with some of these observations to be able to share with these new parents.
It is, and it's a very relationship-based program. We look at the parents' strengths, and we set goals with the families. They might not be able to make a grocery list, and they might be a bachelor's level student that needs help,
Right.
with a certain thing with school. It's just the whole range of things.
And by visiting the family in the home, this home visit, it really does make that different connection than just calling someone on the phone or shooting out an email newsletter or something like that. It's a
Right.
really one-to-one relationship.
Or Googling it.
Yeah,
you know.
right.
And it could be something as simple as, oh my gosh, why is my newborn's baby's poop this color?
Sure.
Or, can you help me with housing? But it's such a special relationship. If you think of, we strive to do at least 40 visits a year
Okay.
to meet
That's almost
our
once a week.
firstborn fidelity.
Yeah.
So, So if you think of somebody coming into your house once a week on Wednesday mornings at 10, you
Sure.
look forward to that, and that's such a trusting relationship. It is a very special relationship.
Well, and that's another part on these families' side of it too, is that they are opening up their homes to this originally a stranger until they get to know you, right? And
Right.
so it is some of this trust, but they are getting this great information, some of this insights from the firstborn person who is visiting with them almost every week to give them some ideas about how things are going with the new baby and what they need to be aware of and what's happening and what's going on in the house, correct?
Correct. And I think what you saying in the home every week, it can be really intimidating for some people. And so we have, an office, family room. And so that's just downtown
Okay.
Farmington off of Bear End. And it's comfortable and it's safe. And, a lot of times, sometimes people want to meet there. Always. But often what we find is that when families come and they do the visits there, and then they start forming that relationship, and then they're like, oh, okay, well, I like this person, I can trust them, come into my home.
Come on over to the house. Right. And in a place like San Juan County, where we're in northwest New Mexico, I know the program goes beyond the county borders a little bit, right? You're in northwest New Mexico.
We are, for our agency that's located right here in Farmington, we cover all of San Juan County.
Okay.
And then for Northwest New Mexico, then we also have offices in Gallup and Zuni. So we cover also all of McKinley County.
Right. So that is a big land area to cover, especially if you're talking about visiting folks in their home. And so that's your employees, your folks have a lot of miles on their cars, and they do go to the homes, right? I mean, it doesn't.
They do. We can
if
travel
you live outside
far
of town, it doesn't matter.
Transportation's a huge issue in
Sure.
this county, and it's something that's really dear to my heart. And I don't know if we had talked about it before or not, but I went to high school in Chinle, Arizona, and lived in many farms out on the reservation for over 10 years. So I'm really familiar with that and the rural,
The challenges, the uniqueness of living in a place like that.
There is, and we go to places like Sheep Springs, we can go out to DZ, we're in a lot of areas. And transportation's huge. It's something that I definitely want to work on in this community. It's so needed.
Right. But this is something that the firstborn workers will go. If they're going to your home and you live in Sheep Springs or Nagese or Farmington or downtown Aztec, it doesn't matter.
That's right.
They will come to you if that's what you want.
Yes, we'll drive anywhere in San Juan County.
Okay. And again,
anywhere.
These home visits, again, I can't stress it enough how much the data, there's a lot of research being done about these things, of what these mean for the child and their well-being and how they do even in school as they get older. There's a lot of positive things about programs like this.
Definitely. We are looking at, we start and we're looking at the development. We have a literacy program, and so we give books and talk about the importance of reading, and we like to start that during pregnancy even. And so we do look at the numbers show that 100% of families that are involved with firstborn have a stronger foundation for school. There is more of a buy-in, I guess, by the parents and just their education and what they're learning is just the importance of attachment and brain development. And so we're able to bring that to a parent. I was with a new mama the other day, and she didn't even know how to hold her baby. She had never been around it, and she was like, am I doing this okay?
Not a sack of
and
potatoes,
she didn't know
but
how to burp him, and so
even that can be helpful.
That and to be able to show a family, just that, to encourage them how to hold a baby, and then just as it goes to read to them and teach them and how to play, just
and what
how
that
to
means.
Be the best parent.
And that's a lot of what some of those visits are all about, right? It's just some of those things that to some may seem second nature, but if you've got a new child, it's your first child, and you maybe not been around babies in a while, it's important information.
And we have a curriculum that's over 20 years old, and now we'll start using the Safe Care curriculum. And then, for safety too, we have a car seat program
I want to ask you about that.
we work with as well. And so, we're in the community. We are, I did want to talk to you about we have an upcoming conference. It's a ways away. But
Okay.
just to do that, also to inform the professionals in the area, so we can all be aware of all the cutting edge information that's going on.
So talk to me about this car seat program, because again, that's another thing that a lot of new families maybe don't know is how important a proper fitting car seat is in the vehicle.
And
all vehicles.
It was really quite shocking. Just a short while back, a report came out, and New Mexico, struggles with either being at the top of lists or at the bottom. And so we are number 2 in leading the country in childhood deaths from incidents with car seats.
That's not one of the lists you want to be at the top of, is what you're telling
Definitely
us. So
not.
we want to fix that. Okay.
So, and that's from just either not having a car seat installed correctly, or not even buckled correctly, or not having one. And so we're a distribution site, and they don't have to be in our program to be able to do that. We do ask for a $20 donation, and that goes to Safer New Mexico now. With the car seat program, the main firstborn program does not, it's not dependent on income at all.
Right.
And so with the car seat program, we do like to see that, or don't like to see it, but it is based on income.
Okay.
So if a family is on food stamps, or getting financial help, or they might not be on food stamps, but just if they're really facing some tough times, then we can help with that.
Gotcha. But they can get a
brand new car
seat
right.
for their infant, no matter what age, size, correct sizing and correct size of car seat, for $20.
Normally the hospital gives out infant car seats, and so we start after that. And so and we can go up till the time when they need a booster seat. One of the instructors that that we did a class with, she her son was 10 years old, and she still had him in a booster seat, with his weight and height. And once you take the class as a certified tech, it's like a 4-day long class, and so you never look at car seats quite the same.
I bet you don't. That's true.
Yeah,
but that's a great program to offer to, again, the community. And again, it is available any time. If folks...
It is. They can call us, and we can set up an appointment. In fact, we just had several more people from the office do a training to be able to help with that.
And again, the number on the screen, everyone, 505-325-9187, Northwest New Mexico Firstborn Program. And for the program, there is no income requirements. It's all socioeconomic levels, all ethnic groups. It doesn't matter who you are, where you are, you're eligible for this program. If
Definitely.
You have a new kid in the house, a new baby in the house, right?
We had recently had a pediatrician that was in our program. That was just pretty awesome having her. And she knows the medical side, but as far as being able to do all of the other things, I don't know.
Right. Interesting that even someone with that training and that education signed up for the Firstborn program.
It was from, I was at a meeting years ago, and I had ran into her. I was at with a different program, and that was pretty cool. She called me and said, "Oh, are you still with so-and-so?" And I wasn't. And I said, "No, but."
Right.
And she signed up.
Sign up. There you go. And again, it doesn't need a referral. You can self-refer if you're pregnant with the first baby, or first baby's been born. You can still sign up right up to 3. Isn't that true?
They can sign up. They can sign up until the time the child is 3 months old.
3 months.
But then once they sign up, then they're in for 3 years. And we're trying to expand that as well. We're waiting to hear literally any day as for a grant
Okay.
on that. So our executive director, her name is Sue Hodgman, and she's incredible, and her heart is with this program and wants to see the best. And we have, she's a licensed alcohol and drug abuse counselor, and then we have the master's in social work. We have family studies, people who have that degree, and then we also have several people going back to college, and we were able to pay for that
Right.
through a scholarship through the state.
Nice.
So we're always evolving, I guess.
Right. And so when we talk a little bit about these home visiting programs, as we mentioned, this Senate Bill 22 that is going to put more state resources, I think, into programs like Firstborn. Does this mean you're going to grow? The program will get bigger with more demand, hopefully, and more access
Hopefully.
from more families, right?
Hopefully, right now between the two counties, we're contracted for 165 slots, and so we're almost full. We had some kids graduate.
Okay.
So once they turn 3 and graduate, and so always growing and looking and.
Okay. But I would imagine with the population in these counties of, I don't know, quick math here, 170,000 people or so, maybe. And so out of that, there's probably a pretty good number that are firstborn eligible families. And so obviously that's more than the number of spots that you have. I think there's a greater need in our state than what we have visitors for.
Definitely, and I think as the word gets out and there's more information out there about home visiting, then families will feel more comfortable.
Right.
And know the importance of it and what they can gain from it.
Sure. And as we mentioned, the benefits are so well documented. I mean, of what that means for the child and for the couple, for the family, for the grandparents, if they're raising the child, whoever it is, it's going to be a boon for any of them.
Definitely. It's a huge help. We can again look at the literacy. I always like the part during pregnancy where they compare the fetus to a certain fruit or vegetable. I like the one when they're as big as an eggplant.
Right. There you go. Sure.
So, and just the different things. We have different activities that we even encourage families to do while they're pregnant. There's a game that you can do with a flashlight and
all kinds of things.
Yeah,
okay.
It's exciting.
And of course, for anyone that's been around a newborn baby or even a youngster, they're just little sponges and they're absorbing all those little stimuli in their world. And so it's amazing to me how something you wouldn't think would be very impactful can be impactful down the road, correct?
Right. And it is. I just really want to encourage anybody to, when you're out, and of course it's my passion, and so I was at lunch with a friend the other day, and there was a child, and I was interacting with them, and she said, "You're definitely in the right line of work." But just whenever you're somewhere, just to look at that kiddo and what they're really, really doing and what they're thinking. I did some training in infant mental health, and some people were like, infant mental health? But, they're, even before they're born, they're affected by the things that are going on with them, be it the mama singing or listening to the talking or...
Sure.
Hopefully it's not negative things,
but
sometimes
that
it
impacts
is.
it too, right?
It
and
does,
so that's why we need to
definitely.
be aware of all those things in the environment that a child is being raised in.
Right, and we can, that's the beauty of being able to serve anybody. Again, it could be
Right.
a homeless person that we've had, or a pediatrician.
There you go. That's
Never
true.
know.
Everyone's eligible.
Everyone.
Right. It is the Northwest New Mexico Firstborn Program, everyone. And again, the website, firstbornprogram.org. And the phone number here in Farmington is 325-9187. Diana Kinney is my guest. She is the program director. And we just have a couple minutes remaining, Diana. And so, again, this conference that's coming up, that's for other professionals in the community that work with children?
It is. It's the 3rd annual Infant Toddler Professional Development Seminar.
Okay.
It's a mouthful. So we, Francella Nakai, I believe you say her name, she is the new director over the Child and Family Development Center, and she's the main organizer of it. So again, this is our third year. We're accepting proposals right now for people to do presentations. So if you're interested, please just let me know, or friends Sal here at the college. And we're hoping to get the word out to everybody by mass emails. But
Okay.
in case we missed you, then please let us know. So yeah, it's October 25th here at the college, and
It'll be here before we know it.
it
When we
will.
talk about things like
It's
that.
just
And
amazing.
here
It's
we are
already
in
July.
Yeah, I know, that's true.
Definitely.
But this is important for a lot of folks in the business of keeping kids well and healthy and on the
It
way to
is.
good development in San Juan County. So
It is, and we'll look at things, for self-care. It can be a trying, a taxing type of job at times, and it could be from self-care to we're going to look at how to do positive infant.
it'll be here.
So
Okay.
yeah,
Wow.
fun stuff.
A to Z.
Everything. It
Okay.
is.
Diana, that's true. But this is
Definitely.
important
Thank you.
for a lot of folks in the business of keeping kids well and healthy and on the
It
way to
is.
good development in San Juan County.
And we'll look at things, for self-care. It can be a taxing type of job at times, and it could be from self-care to we're going to let it do positive infant massage.
Diana, thanks for coming in.
Oh, thank you, Scott.
It's always great to be with you. Diana Kinney, my guest this morning from the Firstborn program here in Northwest New Mexico. Again, the information's on the screen, website, phone number. It's a great program available to everyone with optimal infant feeding practices by upholding the 10 steps to successful breastfeeding. San Juan Regional Medical Center, officially baby friendly and serving the Four Corners since 1910. Find out more online at sanjuanregional.com. KSJE is supported by Sandstone Productions Outdoor Summer Theater, featuring the music of Elvis this summer. The Broadway musical All Shook Up will have you putting on your blue suede shoes and shaking your hips like it's now or never. The show performs every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday through July 27th. Enjoy an evening under the beautiful New Mexico stars. Concessions are available on site. Beer and wine from Wines of the San Juan available Fridays and Saturdays. Find out more about this jolt-worthy event at Farm.
Watch TV are everywhere. Predict what the next 25 years of Amazon might look like.
Did you enjoy that podcast? We hope that you did. And if you did, share it with your friends. And if you really want to keep podcasts like this coming, please support KSJE. You can do it easily online at ksje.com.